It's a pleasure and privilege to present Dr. Murray Banks.
Thank you. I wonder if I might begin by reading you a little poem here, very charming little poem. It's called The Blinking Flapper. Now, in the 20s, you know what a flapper was, what we call today a glamour girl or an oomph girl. In the 1920s and 30s was spoken of as a flapper. This is a little poem about a flapper who lived here on Riverside Drive overlooking the Hudson. Here's the poem. It was midnight on the Hudson. The whole of the fleet was there. And high in a drive apartment, a flapper was in despair. She couldn't go out. Her mother had locked her there in her room. And so she stared at the ships below her with eyes that were full of gloom. The flash of a blinker signal from battleships dark and grim brought thoughts of a sailor's sweetheart. She'd learned the Morse code from him. She picked up her father's flashlight and sent out an SOS, and a lonely gob on a signal bridge blinked back, "Are you in distress?" "I'm a poor little locked-in flapper," the girl with the flashlight winked. "Me too," said the lonely sailor as he blinkety-blink-blink-blinked. "In every port you've a sweetheart," said the flapper who now got flip. "And you girls," flashed the gob back quickly, "have sweethearts on every ship." They spoke like this for an hour, of hurricanes, love, and gin, of seasickness, fudge, spumoni, and automobiles of tin. "May I come around and see you? Tomorrow's my day on shore." "I live on the drive," she answered, 984. "Good night, sailor boy," she signaled. "Good night," went the sailor's light. And every ship in the fleet flashed back, "We'll be there, little girl, good night." I read this to you only because I want to start off by saying that every person is searching for love. If he isn't searching for it, he has been searching for it, or he will be searching for it. But there's one search that all human beings have in common, and that's a search for love. Some people want only to be loved. Others want only to do the loving. This is a little more rare, because most of us want to be loved rather than do the loving. Love gets so mixed up with ego, with insecurity, with inadequacy, with fear, with old age, with money, with sex. It is a hodgepodge of confusion, so mixed up that practically no one really knows what love is. And yet it is the thing we are all searching for. It is a thing where we sing about. Every song written is about love. Everything is about love. Every movie has a love theme in it. The most peculiar things have love themes underlying it, no matter what the story may be. It is an eternal search so great that it is unbelievable what love can do even in the markets. People buy perfumes for love. They buy tight shoes for love. They buy certain underwear because they think they'll find a husband. They use certain soaps because it'll lead them to the altar. Do you remember that there was a lovely cartoon that one magazine had not long ago that showed a girl at a dance, and she was a poor dejected wallflower, and no one asked her to dance, and so she left depressed. On the way home, she saw a sign that said, "Be popular, use Palmo." So she rushed into the grocery, bought a whole carton of Palmo, ran home and soaped herself up to the neck. Then she ran back to the dance and waited. No one asked her to dance. The next scene showed you that this girl went to complain to the complaint manager of the Palmo company. And the last scene showed her getting married to the complaint manager. Wasn't that charming? But people buy soap today not because they want to get a clean skin, because they think it'll find them a husband. We spray and we press and we smear and we rub, all for the search for love. We go on a cruise, not so much because we want to see the West Indies or because we want to see Haiti, but maybe we'll find someone, maybe. Maybe there'll be someone on the ship that we can find a love affair. Do you know about the school teacher who went on a cruise to the West Indies? She's looking for romance. And when she kept a diary, the first day she wrote, "This is a lovely ship. I'm looking forward to a thrilling time." Tuesday, "The captain invited me to come to his table and have dinner tonight." Wednesday, "The captain invited me to his cabin. I went and had a delightful time. Thursday, the captain invited me back to his cabin. He made advances. I left at once. Saturday, the captain threatens to sink the ship with all lives aboard unless I give in. Sunday, I just saved 700 lives. And I told that story one night, and I got this note that someone wrote to me. She wrote, "What was the ship captain's name on your cruise?" Sure, I was a Girl Scout. I'd like to save some lives, too. You see, there's an honest woman. She's looking for romance, she's looking for love, or someone to love, or who will love her, and she's honest about it. A great many people aren't. They're quite dishonest about it. They pretend they're not interested. I received this note the same night from somebody in the audience. She wrote, "I was almost a widow, but my shot missed, so I'm divorced." She says, "Would you consider me a failure in marriage?" You see, I want to show you that while love may lead to marriage, it isn't always necessarily end the way all the fairy tales say. They live happily ever after. Love is a complicated subject, because not only may it lead to marriage, but there's another story, whether that marriage will succeed, whether the love will live. You see, it isn't enough to be able to get love. There's a great job in keeping love alive, keeping it nourished, or having the kind of love that will grow. You see, love is a complicated subject. It isn't easy. And so this evening, let us see if we can touch on a few of the highlights about love that everyone is interested in and likes to know about. Let me first tell you about a Chinese woman who was seen at a cemetery in front of her husband's grave, and she was fanning the grave with a delicate fan. And a man passed by and said, "What a deep and enduring love, that she seeks to comfort her husband even in death." What he didn't know was that by Chinese law, she couldn't remarry until the earth was dry. So this may be a very good time to start out by telling you there's no one person in the world for anyone. Please make up your mind to that. Love may be yours anywhere, anywhere. And the person that you happen to be in love with is a pure accident. If you come from New York, you'll probably love a New Yorker. From California, a Californian. From Michigan, a Michiganer. It's only a question of geography, isn't it? As to where you happen to live and whom you happen to meet or love. Now, the world, as I said, turns on love. A king may give up his throne for love. And when the king did give up his throne for love, that was the biggest story of the year. Because the world sat and marveled that a man would abdicate the throne of England for love. But this was a story that has endured for a long time and still brings a catch to a great many hearts. A girl may run away from home to find it. The movies, the poems, the songs, the stories, and yet, as I said, very few of us know what love is. We confuse it, for example, with money, with the way a person looks, with vanity. Jealousy, for example, is supposed to be a sign of love, and of course it isn't. Jealousy is never a sign of love at all. It's only a sign of personal insecurity, because a true love is never jealous. A true love is so secure and so sound, it doesn't have to be jealous. The people who feel jealousy don't feel jealousy because they're in love. They may not even be in love at all. They feel jealousy because their ego is threatened. Their security is threatened. They're afraid someone's going to steal something from them. And they feel so inferior, so inadequate, that the jealousy follows. So again, another confusion. We also confuse love with self-love, what I like to call orange squeezer kind of love. You know what orange squeezing kind of love is? A man says, for example, "I love oranges." But if the orange could talk back, it wouldn't agree with him, because it sees itself squeezed out of all its juice, thrown in the garbage can. Does the man love oranges? What he means is, I love what oranges do for me. They're not oranges. So when a man says, "I love you," does he love you or what you do for him? It's like one gold digger who jilted her boyfriend. He said, "I thought you said there was something about me you loved." He says, "There was, but you spent it all." Now, what is it that she loved? It is strange, isn't it, that so important a subject is so little understood by everyday people. It's I think, a tremendous commentary on our education, that we study in school about hundreds of things that you will never hear of again, never. And yet, never is any mention made of one of the most important subjects of all, a subject that will trouble us, confuse us, give us pain and give us joy, inspire us, love. Nothing is ever said about it. And as I say, you can graduate from the best schools in America with all your diplomas and degrees, and yet you may turn out to be an expert on geometry or on the fruit fly, but the thing that will influence and affect you more than anything else, you learn nothing about, nothing at all.